My name is Vincent Massey, but most people in Whistler call me Binty. I've been a potter and making pottery for around 30 years. I'm a bit more in love about making pottery than in love with it. I'm addicted to making pottery. Pottery is my life. When I'm away from my work for too long, I can't wait to get back at it. So I get this call from my neighbor Jim, who's a commercial fisherman. He'd just driven by Green Lake, which is a minute away down the road, and said this windsurfer who surfs on the ice with a windsurfing sail had just fallen through the ice, and the firemen were out there trying to rescue him, and you should get down there and see what you can do. And there's, 2 or 3 fire trucks and an ambulance and a whole lot of bystanders standing around, and there's this guy 100 meters offshore in the ice drowning, and he can't hoist himself out of the lake, and he has no wetsuit on, and the water temperature, I figure, is like the temperature of a pretty cold gin and tonic. The firemen have an inflatable boat and the motor won't start. They didn't know it at the time, but they'd sucked the bow line into the propeller, and the boat it wasn't going to work. So I'm standing there, and I asked the fire chief, is there anything I can do? And he says, no, we're trying everything we got. And the owner of Blackcomb Helicopters, who's a pilot, he pulls up coming home for his lunch break, and he's my next door neighbor. And then a third guy pulls up who we know, who's a ski patrol, and he's off for the day, and all 3 of us instantly look at each other and go, we need a helicopter. So we boot off down to the helipad, which is only another 5 minutes away. And while we're driving down there, the pilot phones ahead to get a helicopter ready. So when we get there, the doors are off, the seats are out, and everything's ready to go. We jump in this helicopter and fly about a minute down the valley and fly over the scene, and we talk to the fire chief on the radio. We say, are you going to be able to do this? And he says, no, you give it a try. In a rescue scene like that, you become hyper because of the situation. I mean, someone is drowning right below you. There's a huge essence of urgency. We fly right over to the point of putting one of the skids on the helicopter, right close to his face for him to grab onto, and he lifts up an arm, and we try to sling this noose around his arms, and you could see him slithering into the lake. He's probably weighing in excess of 250 pounds, and we just yanked him out of the water into the helicopter. Wow, he's like the weight of a seal or something. And it was all over just like that. There's this guy laying on the floor of the helicopter, and he passes out. We couldn't even talk to him. He was done. We take him to the Whistler Medical Clinic in the helicopter, which is still just only another minute away. I mean, the Whistler Valley is only 5 miles long. Everything happens within 5 miles. Severely hypothermic, but he lived. I mean, I've seen him around town quite a bit after that. He doesn't even know who I am.